Okay, here we are back again with more Mass Effect 2. And I think this episode, well, I guess I'll just leave the dress on for now. And I think for this episode we might just go do some more exploring of the galaxy. Because boy, there's a lot of galaxy out there, so... In fact, let's just finish up this system. Boltzmann. We did Beckenstein. What about the rest of the stuff? Wheeler. Wheeler is a sizable rock planet. Its atmosphere is a hostile mix of hydrogen and carbon monoxide, which poses little hazard to remote robo-mining. Modern equipment can easily tolerate the planet's temperatures and gravity. Wheeler's crust is rich in bauxite and other light metals used in fabricators the galaxy over. Let's see here. Unexplored. Thuft. Technically named Thuft. I don't know how to... I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and I apologize to anyone Dutch who may be watching this, which is Dutch for the head. Thuft is a dwarf planet with a moderate carbon dioxide atmosphere and rich deposits of periclase. Originally put on the star charts when a human scout ship needed to discharge its drive core and wasn't able to reach the system's gas giants in time, Thuft has seen some development by Hoshachiri Heavy Industries. Periclase from the asteroid can be found in common industrial products, such as industrial cable insulation and fire-resistant prefab housing walls. Not worth it. Let's see. Veltman. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Veltman is home to the Koshiroten, enormous storm cells that appear as whitish spots and are visible as far away as Beckenstein. As with most other colonized gas giants, Veltman's orbital space sports a variety of helium-3 refueling stations for merchant vessels. Of particular note among the orbital stations is the Dynamis Corporation's facility for manufacturing metastable metallic hydrogen, despite the risks involved in manipulating the powerful Mass Effect fields needed to do so. Citadel warships, which use the substance in their thrusters, can frequently be seen docking at Veltman as a result. This makes the Boltzmann system one of the most heavily patrolled in Citadel space. Very neat. And looks like the last one, probably... Feynman. A hydrogen-methane gas giant, Feynman is of far less interest to the colonists of Beckenstein than its moons. All 24 are under heavy development by 3 rival firms, Hoshachiri Heavy Industries, Guangyi Solutions, and the Dynamis Corporation. These 3 firms are under ironclad contracts to sell their raw materials exclusively to corporations based on or orbiting around Beckenstein, a situation which has led to heavy investment on Beckenstein from manufacturing corporations looking to get a piece of the action. Feynman itself has been relatively untouched by the mining concerns, as its strong magnetosphere and great dark storm cells create a barrier to all but the newest generation of scanners. It's not worth it anyway. I suppose we could go to the far rim. I think that's where we did Tally's recruitment mission? Yeah, Haystrom, that's where we recruited Tally. What have we got here? So the sun in this system is really weird. Gotha, a dwarf planet, Gotha has a pressure cooker atmosphere that brings its surface temperature to a scorching level. Carbon dioxide and ethane are plentiful in the planet's hazy atmosphere. There has been some speculation in the mining community about whether all of the precious metals were mined by the Quarians before they fled the system some 3 centuries ago. Rumors abound that anyone who could brave the Geth in the system could find loads of naturally occurring diamond on Gotha, but this is likely just a starship legend. Let's see. Well, they are rich. And this one. Sharoom. Once a starship refueling station for the Quarians, Sharum has expanded under Geth rule. Thousands of orbital platforms surround the planet and its many moons, refining helium into helium-3. A vast Geth fleet comes and goes between Sharum and Haestrom, preventing all but the most stealthy of spy drones from discovering any information about it. Current estimates place the Geth fleet numbers between 5,000 and 10,000 ships with unknown levels of armament. Most intelligence estimates state that approaching Sharum is tantamount to suicide. All civilian traffic is prohibited. Probably for the best. Probably for the best. Alright, let's head out of here. Let's go, well, let's finish this system first, I suppose. Urdak. Urdak is a close-orbiting brown dwarf. Most red-brown dwarf binary systems have an average separation of 8 AU. The Saharabic system is about 12 billion years old, and it has long since used up the deuterium used to fuel fusion, so Urdak is not luminous like some brown dwarfs are. Urdak is a Class L brown dwarf with a relatively low temperature of 1300 degrees Celsius. Wow. But its heat and gravity have made it unpopular for development. There are rumors that the heads of several of Omega's crime syndicates maintain private residences on various moons. Whatever the truth of the matter, battles between syndicate vessels are often observed around the ring plane. News outlets on Omega maintain satellites at Urdak's Lagrange points for real-time coverage of these battles, which garner high viewer ratings. Okay. Like, I guess 22nd century entertainment is, you know, something. Immorcan. A standard methane-ammonia gas giant, Immorcan is the main source of helium-3 fuel for ships coming to or from Omega. Most of its fueling stations are run by criminal cartels, who engage in cutthroat, sometimes literally, pricing wars. Immorcan is also widely known for its layover stations, where pirates in a hurry can find fuel, ammunition, intoxicants, gambling, and sexual companionship at any hour. That would be a shitty life. Let's try this little guy. Binder. If it were closer to Cerberus, Binder would have an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. In the deep cold of the outer solar system, however, both elements have long since frozen to the ground. But it's rich. Takan. Orbiting closest to the F-class star Amata, Takan is a blistering, sun-blasted hell. Neither its carbon dioxide atmosphere nor its weak magnetic field provides any protection from the star's harsh radiation. Fortunately, Takan has few significant resources and is only notable for an unusual purple desert in the southern hemisphere, thought to be the result of eroded spessartite. Yep, not much to recommend it. Karora is essentially a great rock in space, tidally locked to Amata. Its only notable feature is a chain of craters stitching across the northern hemisphere, thought to be the result of impacts by a swarm of meteors. Karora's low density suggests it contains no mineral wealth beyond common light metals. It maintains a tenuous atmosphere of krypton and xenon. And that one's only moderate too. Okay, good. What's this one look like? Aingana. Ooh, this is quite long. Aingana is a hot, beautiful, and deadly world covered with the debris of ancient starships. Approximately 127,000 years ago, a series of battles were fought over it by two organic species, the Thoihan and the Inusanan. Although no records of the conflict remain, most historians agree that both races wanted to colonize Aingana, and neither were willing to share. The two lost hundreds of ships in a series of battles over Aingana and its moon, Baraya. Many of these were eventually pulled in by the planet's gravity well. The mass effect drive cores of these ships broke apart, dumping refined element zero over large stretches of landscape. This poisoned the environment, and a wave of extinctions followed. Many of the animal species that remained showed a tendency to develop biotic powers. As the ecology of Eingana is energetic and aggressive, this makes colonization a deadly peril. Wow, that's crazy. And looks like we got one more. Angea. Angea is a typical ammonia-methane ice giant. Traces of chlorine in the atmosphere give it a distinct green tint. Penetrating scans have revealed large numbers of hollow, unpowered objects with dimensions of 3.14 by 12.56 by 28.26 meters circulating in the equatorial cloud bands. These objects appear to have sails or wings attached, allowing them to be borne aloft by Angea's winds. While they are too deep to be reached for study, popular conjecture in xenoarchaeological circles holds that they are coffins of an ancient race who laid their dead to rest in the gas giant. Interesting. I love just all the little weird tidbits that a lot of the planet descriptions have. Like, some of them are just like, oh, this is a regular old so-and-so, and it doesn't really have anything interesting about it. But then some of them are like, this has a cool story to it, and this has a really weird history, and this has a strange anomaly associated with it. I like that.
Anomaly detected.
Ooh, an anomaly. Lorek is an extremely rare example of a habitable world circling a red dwarf star. Originally an independent Asari colony named Asan, it was annexed by the Batarian hegemony in 1913, causing a minor galactic incident. Despite several attempts, the local terminus warlords have never been able to take Lorek for themselves. Lorek is a low-density world composed of rock, light metals, and a water-based crust. It is tidally locked to Fathar with a sunward hot pole and shadowed cold pole. Water on the sunward side evaporates quickly, traveling over the islands of the habitable Terminator Zone in the form of massive, fast-moving thunderstorms, and finally settling as snow on the frozen dark side. There are fears that the buildup of ice cap mass on the far side may cause axial reorientation over the course of several million years, but Batarian officials dismiss the idea as an irresponsible theory disseminated by counter-hegemonist subversives. Okay, Batarians.
General distress. Beacon autoprocess interrupted at parse point ACO.
What's going on here?
Rope away. Scans have found something.
Signal scans detect a transmitter matching Cerberus encryption. It is registered to an unknown deep cover operative. Cerberus Operative life signs unconfirmed. Other transmissions that match known Eclipse-coded communications also detected. Okay, so I guess we gotta go, what, rescue a guy? I suppose we can probably do that. Ah, yes, platinum. Always gotta check for that. Okay. What are you guys using? Nah.
Switch up. Change weapons.
I don't know why he defaults to that assault rifle. I want Garrus to default to his sniper rifle.
Need some cover!
Oops!
Engaging barrier!
Let's turn that on.
Barrier's failing! Headshot!
Come on, Eclipse.
On target!
Mind over matter.
Scoped and dropped!
one mean mother, huh?
And I'll get this guy. Okay, bypassing. Let's see. Access logs. Subject ID. Tyrone Rawlings. Eclipse targeted Agent Rawlings some time ago. We know Rawlings is connected to the encrypted data we acquired. The data could conclusively prove Cerberus' involvement in Rachni experiments. We believe Rawlings possesses a cipher that can be used to decrypt the data. Without his cipher, the data could take years for Eclipse to decode. Okay. Subject captured. Agent Rawlings proved difficult to capture. Having insinuated himself on a ship bound for the Attican Traverse, he had won over the loyalty of the ship's crew who believed him to be a human dignitary on a mission of discovery. Our own agents managed to disable the ship and hobble its defenses long enough to extract Agent Rawlings. We lost a lot of men to obtain this asset. This data had better be worth the expense. Interrogation. The interrogation has failed. Despite some of our most advanced interrogation techniques, Agent Rawlings managed to evade our questions. When we applied more invasive methods, he proved resistant to those as well. Eventually, Agent Rawlings' resistance caused tempers to flare. We consider it unfortunate that Agent Rawlings did not live to pass on the cipher. Oops. We have men working to decipher the encryption now. As long as we control this data, its mere existence remains a powerful tool against Cerberus. Interesting. There's a tool against Cerberus here. I like that. I like that.
Yeah!
Come and get me, suckers.
Come on up!
Shoot you in the ass. No biggie.
One less to worry. Perfect.
Let's grab you.
Firing a high impact shot.
Deploying warp field!
Get down. Enemy
They've seen us.
combat.
Get down! Damn it!
Throwing up a barrier.
Let's try a little fire! You'll pay for that! Let's try a little fire!
That should take the heat off.
I need ammo.
Should slow him down.
There we go. Oh, oops. Oh, is there something? Here we go. Here we go. What a pain in my butt. Okay, wait a second. Ah, yeah, oops. That's nasty. Nasty! Alright, cool.
This computer contains the encrypted intelligence extracted from the captured Cerberus agent. The information could adversely affect Cerberus if it were ever circulated publicly.
Well, I'm totally giving it to the Alliance. I mean, yeah. Duh.
Data uploaded to Alliance Command.
Like, you know, Tim is probably not gonna like that very much, but since when do I give a shit what he thinks? Just do what I want. Screw you. I'm doing what I want. It's my shit, my crew. Eh. Okay, what else we got? Korar. Korar is a small, lifeless rock blessed with significant deposits of thorium used in radiation shielding and the manufacture of space-frame alloys. A small population of miners eke out an existence on the surface, selling their ore at Lorek and praying that the intermittent raids by the Terminus pirate clans will pass their homestead by. There have been no children born on Korar since the infamous pirate raid of 2047, when every child on the planet was rounded up and taken as a slave. Any couple finding itself pregnant preemptively moves off-world. Yikes. What else do we got here? Dorgal. The surface of Dorgal is an ethane-soaked mush. The planet hovers near the boiling point of the hydrocarbon and supports a diverse, if simple and slow-moving, carbon-based ecology. The planet's gravity is strong enough to retain an atmosphere of molecular nitrogen and carbon monoxide, but the methane that dominated billions of years ago has long since been lost. Okay. Setor. A rocky planet with a crushing atmosphere, Setor has been scanned from orbit, but largely left unexplored due to its sweltering conditions. Its atmosphere contains nitrogen, but also an unusually high percentage of ethane, which can coalesce in pockets near the surface. The alumina-heavy crust of the planet can reach glowing hot temperatures during the daytime, reaching the ethane's autoignition temperature and creating pockets of flame across the landscape. For this reason, extravehicular activities are discouraged on Setor, and no company has been willing to invest in exploration. Vatar. Located within the life zone of a dimming orange sun, Vatar would be habitable except for its carbon dioxide atmosphere and an icy surface that kills most oxygen-producing bacteria. Nonetheless, mercenary companies and slavers have numerous strongholds on the planet, out of reach of any galactic authority. Travel advisory. A statistically significant number of distress signals have originated within the 1 million kilometer mark of Vatar. Civilian travel is not advised. Fair enough. Uwan, okay. Uwan Prime is a stony planet encased in ice under a methane-heavy sky. Named for the Uwan Consortium, the Batarian manufacturing firm that financed its exploration, Uwan Oke's crust provides much of the boron allotropes used in Omnigel throughout the Terminus systems. The area has naturally become a haven for pirates who attempt to steal the refined gel or its ingredients as soon as the cargo ships leave the atmosphere. Sounds dangerous. It's kind of like Wild Westy sometimes, you know?
Probe away. Launching probe.
As civilized as some parts of the galaxy seem to be, other parts are just like crazy Wild Westy frontier shit. What's out here? Not much. Logosiri. A step above a carbonaceous asteroid, Lugasieri is a planet with a carbon-heavy crust and a trace atmosphere of CO2 and helium. Its surface is cool enough to have liquid water, but it is rapidly drying out as it has lost the critical mass to have a self-sustaining hydrologic cycle. Nevertheless, the Batarians have colonized the world, forcing slaves to work in their mines and agri-habitats. The labor is hot, endless, and backbreaking, even in its low-G environment. Every horror story told by slaves elsewhere in the cluster seems to be topped by one from Lugasieri. The most famous is that of the slaver Silperon, who worked to death 420 slaves over the course of a galactic standard year, and ground up their bodies for compost in his greenhouses. He was eventually poisoned by his wife, but his shadow and his business model still hangs over the miserable planet. Yikes. Thunawanuro, okay. A strange island of peace in the lawless Terminus system, Thunawanuro is a planet of crushing gravity but abundant life. As its ponderous name indicates, it was colonized by the Elcor, who have several booming industries on the planet. Hydroelectric dams and biofuels from tough, woody algae provide much of the planet's energy. Mines export uranium, thorium, and gold, taken to space with generous use of Mass Effect fields. Of course, pirates target the Elcor's shipping as soon as it leaves orbit, but the Elcor's deals with mercenary companies keep away all but the most foolhardy of attackers. Nice. Nirog. Nirog is a hydrogen methane gas giant whose moons were once home to Esul, a Batarian warlord who terrorized the Terminus systems. Attempting to unite a pirate army under his banner, he successfully conducted a rapid blitz against 11 habitable planets. Fortunately for the rest of the galaxy, Esul's crimes caught the attention of the Spectres, who deduced his hidden location and assassinated him. Esul's empire, built on a hyper-extended army, soon came crashing down. His lost stockpiles of Element Zero have become something of a legend, and foolish spacers have spent countless amounts of time and money searching the Batala system, convinced they will be the ones that finally strike it rich. It's probably not on that planet. Utha. Punished with UV and gamma radiation from the Class F star it orbits, Utha is no one's first choice for a planet to land on. Covered in seawater, Utha has a hydrosphere and ozone layer similar to Earth's, but that simply isn't enough to ward off the life-killing radiation. Its nitrogen-rich, oxygen-poor atmosphere goes unchanged by the few proteins that have managed to form in the ocean depths. Utha, however, has served as a way station for slaves escaping their Batarian masters. What little land it has is tectonically stable, and its considerable radiation belt and electrical storms grant cover from many common types of sensors. Fleeing ships typically hide on Utha long enough to discharge their drive cores and stock up on deuterium before trying to make it to the cluster's mass relay. Fascinating. Okay, I think we'll call that good for this episode, and next time, I don't even know. I'll have to figure out what I want to do next time. Probably a loyalty mission of some kind. Somebody's loyalty mission, probably. But yeah, as always, if you like what you see, please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Later.